Good afternoon, all. I'm Amit Kumar Shinde, working as an assistant professor in the mechanical engineering department, Syllabus College of Engineering, Pandharpur. I welcome you all for this today's session. And in this today's session, we are going to discuss the introduction to the plastic engineering syllabus. Okay, this is the name of first chapter, but before that, okay, for this semester, I'm going to teach this plastic engineering subject. This is your professional elective 4, and you can see here clearly it's this YME 3 to 5 is this is the subject code. Okay, this is your plastic engineering subject. This is one of the elective, and on this screen you can clearly see the teaching scheme and examination scheme. Okay, teaching scheme, it includes the lectures and practicals. Okay, approximately this is as per the syllabus. Syllabus copy received from the university. Number of lectures or practical hours may get changed. Okay, as per our requirement, we are going to change it into the timetable. Okay, as per university rules, minimum 3 lectures per week, and minimum 1 hour practical is required. And this subject carries 4 credits. Okay, as your BTech degree, we are using the CBCS syllabus. Okay, CBCS syllabus is there, choice-based credit system. So this subject has 4 credits, and out of these 4 credits, 3 credits are for theory, and 1 credit will be for your practical work. Okay, now whichever lectures and practicals I'm going to conduct, its evaluation means you can say that the whichever examination we are going to conduct for determining your knowledge. Okay, this will come under the evaluation process, and this will be done in these 3 ways. First is ESE. This is your end semester examination. Okay, it will carry 70 marks. And this will be conducted from the university side. Okay. Then ISE, in semester examination, 30 marks, and this will be considered as the average. We are going to conduct 2 ISEs. Okay, 1 ISE for 30 marks. Like this, we are going to conduct 2 ISEs, and final ISE marks will be given depending on the average of 2 ISE marks. Okay, if college physically started, then we will try to take 3 ISEs. Okay, if condition remains same, then we are going to take only 2 ISEs, and the average marks will be given for 30 marks. Okay, then this ICA. Okay, this is internal continuous assessment. Internal continuous assessment means whichever practical work. Okay, these 2, ESE and ISE. ISE will carry your lecture based syllabus only. In the ICA, your practical based syllabus will be there. Means whichever practicals we are going to conduct, you have to write the journals for that. That is your lab book. Then lab tests that will be included in that ICA. Are you getting this? And suppose some extra assignment work or some chapter tests are given, chapter tests or unit tests. That average marks will also added in this ICA. Okay, average marks will be added in this ICA. Means it is combination of whichever unit tests, assignment work, like lab book work. Suppose OBT and THT I have conducted, then that will get added. Okay, OBT is your open book test and THT is your take home test. Okay, average of that will be here, and this is the average of ISEs. Okay, this is from theory syllabus. This will be from your practical syllabus. Only your unit tests or your open book tests, they will carry this theory part, and lab test will carry your practical one. Okay. Previously, when this subject, actually this subject is for your final year syllabus. If you check with your previous batch, this subject is for final year 2nd semester. And previously in that syllabus, external oral examination is there. Okay, they have removed that part. Only internal oral, lab book writing, then your tests and ISC will be there. Okay, this will be your examination scheme. Approximately 125 marks are there for this subject. Then I will move towards the next slide. Okay, before discussing the actual syllabus, I will discuss this. Means why this course is added, what we are going to discuss in this total syllabus. Okay, that I have highlighted in these slides. Your course introduction, then course prerequisites. Can you check whether okay? So this is the course introduction. In short, what we are going to discuss in this total syllabus of plastic engineering. Okay, so first we are going to discuss, you can see that in this slide, the study of extraction, then manufacturing of the plastic and its classification. Okay, in this we are going to discuss the what is the meaning of plastic material, exactly what is the plastic material, then how these plastic materials are classified. Okay, depending on different factors we can classify them. Then after doing the classification, we are going to discuss the properties of different plastic materials. Okay. Suppose in the classification part, two types of plastics are there, thermoplastics and thermostatic plastics. Okay, that will be discussed in your first chapter itself. Then in the second part, what we are going to discuss, the various properties of plastic material, and we are going to compare them by considering different parameters like their structure and their processing cost, then processing time. Okay. Then in the third part or third point here, you can see study and comparisons of the different processes on the basis of parameters like cost and processing time. Here, suppose the plastic material is available. Now I want to convert the plastic material into desired shape. Okay, I want to convert the available plastic material into a useful product. Then different plastic material requires different processing methods. Okay, to give the desired shape and size, it requires some processing methods, some welding operations that need to be conducted. That we are going to discuss here. And while discussing that, basically we will focus on the processing time and the cost for the each process. And depending on the comparison of that, we are going to select the suitable method. It may be processing method or it may be welding method for that. Okay, I will discuss the syllabus. It will also get repeated in the syllabus part. Okay, today we are going to take only introductory part. Means why this subject is added in your syllabus, that we are going to discuss. Now, in short, you can say that the plastic materials are nowadays, if you observe your surrounding, okay, you are surrounded with the plastic materials. Number of plastic materials are there. Okay, if you see this computer, okay, here I'm taking lecture through this PC. Okay, number of parts, this mouse, keyboards, that screen, number of parts are manufactured with the help of the plastic material. Okay, then your chairs, whichever chairs are there in your lab, chairs, different tables. Okay, number of them in your agricultural field also. Okay, in agricultural field, that pipes are there, irrigation pipes, that are also made from the plastic materials. Then your drainage system, we are using plastics only. Then you can see which that projector is there. It is manufactured, outer body is made up of plastic only. Means it is having, you can say that wide scope for the application, plastic materials. And what is our aim nowadays? To reduce the cost. Whichever product we are using, we want to manufacture that same component with lesser weight. Okay, it should be give the lesser weight, and it should give the lesser means more strength also. It's less weight and more strength, whichever characteristics you require, and whichever cost is there for processing of that material, it should be less. For example, I can say that suppose for manufacturing a chair, nowadays all chairs we are using with the help of that plastic material only. If suppose that chair is manufactured with the help of steel component or steel material, just for example I am telling you, then what will happen? You can manufacture it. You can manufacture that chair with the help of steels. Okay, but what will happen? Cost will be more. Material cost will be more. Its processing cost, processing timing, it will get increased. Then this plastic material can be used as a better substitute. It will provide, means it is very efficient in terms of the processing cost and processing time also. Are you getting this? Then in the next part of this plastic engineering subject, we are going to discuss the design. Okay, for manufacturing the component we required mold. Okay, now here basically we are going to discuss in our syllabus, we are going to discuss the how the compression molds are designed, then injection molds are designed. That part is added in your syllabus for the given component, whichever given component or given job is there. For that, how to do the manufacturing of the compression mold, then injection mold, and how to design the simple plastic parts. Okay, all these things we are going to discuss in this plastic engineering subject. This is the short course introduction. Okay, this is the course word. Why we are using course word here? Course name means your subject name in short, and your mechanical engineering means that is the one program. Okay, you are doing that program mechanical engineering, and in that the course name is plastic engineering. That's why I have written that course introduction. Means at the in this chapter we are going to discuss all these points. All these points will get covered. Now I will move towards next slide. The course prerequisites. What is the meaning of prerequisites? Prerequisites. I have mentioned that in this slide also. If you read the first line itself, you will get the answer. Means I am assuming. Okay, I am assuming that this knowledge is with you, or in short, you can say that to understand the plastic engineering subject clearly, you should have the knowledge related to these subjects. If you have knowledge related to these subjects, then it will get very easy to understand that plastic engineering subject. Okay, what are these prerequisites? The first prerequisite is knowledge of the engineering chemistry subject and knowledge of the polymers. Polymers, in short, you can say your plastic material is nothing but the one of the polymer only. Okay, it will come under the polymers. And I think little bit introduction. What is the meaning of polymer? This is added in your maybe applied chemistry or in the engineering chemistry for first year when subject is there. I think you have studied that. Okay. Means I will take the introductory part again, but these are the prerequisites. Means you should have some basic knowledge related to what is the meaning of polymer and what is the engineering chemistry. Okay, means different materials in short. How we are classifying the materials, that knowledge you should have. Then the basic knowledge related to the manufacturing processes. I think this syllabus is there in your SY second year first semester. You have studied the manufacturing processes, and in that you have studied different casting processes. Then I think different forming processes are there. Extrusion, okay, extrusion processes you have studied. Then different welding processes knowledge is also there. That EMP subject only, manufacturing processes. Sorry. And then the basic design knowledge is also required. Okay, now as we are going to do Roll number 65. Pratik, please mute yourself. Okay. Because some basic knowledge is required. Why this design knowledge is required? Because in our syllabus we have some chapters where we are going to design the compression mold, design the injection mold. Okay, so or design some small plastic parts. For understanding or to do that design, some basic knowledge related that is from your machine design or your strength of material subject. Some basic terms. What is the meaning of tensile strength or yield strength? What is the meaning of compression strength, like that? Or what is the hardness? And then what is the factor of safety? Okay. These parameters, basic knowledge related to the design, we are going to use that in our chapter number, I think 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this chapter number 3, 4, 5. These 3 chapters will be based on designing. Okay, so you should have some basic knowledge related to these subjects. And if suppose after reading this, if you are feeling that you are not aware of this thing, in the next 1 or 2 days, please go through it. Okay, just revise it. Basic concepts means how casting is performed. Suppose there is manufacturing process or welding processes are different. Welding processes are there. Okay, try to go through the basic concepts. Okay, different processing methods and welding processes. Okay, I think you have studied this for metals. You can say that different metals only. Okay, please go through it. Basic concept will remain same. With small changes will be there that we will discuss. Okay, so these are the some prerequisites. Then in the next slide, this is the course objective. Okay, course objective means this is our aim to study this plastic engineering subject. Why we are studying this plastic engineering subject, or why this is added in your syllabus. Okay, so our basic aim is this is to make the student understand the phenomenon of polymerization and its type and application of plastic materials in different areas. Okay, then to make the students familiar about processing and welding of plastics, and to provide the knowledge of part design, mold design, including cooling system for injection molds. Okay, this is our objective. This is the objective. Means I will explain it with the help of course outcome. Whichever objective is there, it will be at the end we will check it whether we have achieved it. At the end of syllabus, you will able to do these 3 things. Are you getting this? म्हणजे आपलं जे एम आहे ते अचीव केलं का नाही ते आपण आउटकम्स वरून चेक करणार आहे. Okay, we are going to verify it depending on the outcome, and this is the outcome. What will be the outcome at the end of this syllabus? You will be able to, okay, after studying this, you will be able to, all students, okay, you will be able to do the selection process, selecting the suitable plastic material for end user applications. I will just tell you the application and you have to suggest me the suitable material. After studying all syllabus, you will be able to do that. Suppose I asked you, I want to manufacture the bottle cap, plastic bottle cap. I will just tell you my application. Then you will tell me which material I am going to use. Okay, this is the first part. Select the suitable plastic material for end application. Then second part, suppose you suggested me one material. Then along with that material, you will suggest me how to convert that material from its raw form into the useful form. Whichever raw material is there. Okay, whichever raw material is there, I have to perform some processing. I have to do some welding process to get the desired shape and size. Means this is our second outcome. Means suggest the suitable plastic molding process and suitable welding technique for the end user application. And the third, I will suggest you the design. Okay, I will suggest the process, and for that I am going to use mold. Okay, it may be compression mold, it may be injection mold, and how to design that mold. That also you can design after studying this whole chapter. Means if you understood this chapter very well, then you can tell me which product can be manufactured using which plastic material, and for that which method is most suitable, means most economical. Most economical means less cost and less time, and high quality product will be manufactured. Okay, and you can also suggest me the how to do the design of mold. It may be compression mold or injection mold. Okay, so these are our outcomes, and to get all these three outcomes we have to study the whole syllabus, and this whole syllabus uh, has it is divided in two sections. In first section, 3 units are there. Okay, 3 units are there. This is your unit number 1, introduction to the plastics. Okay, now this is the syllabus. In this introduction to the plastics, what we are going to discuss, the 7 hours are allotted from the university to complete this syllabus. 6-7 hours are required. Okay, in this introduction, what we are going to discuss here, we are going to discuss the definition of the plastic material. What exactly plastic material is, then its classification based on different criteria that we are going to discuss. Then properties of different plastic materials. After that, their broad applications. Then how we are going to do the testing of the plastic materials. So what is the tensile strength, yield strength of that plastic material. In the same way as we are discussing the or determining the properties of our metals and their alloys. Okay, how we have we are going to means how we have determined the tensile strength by using universal testing machine UTM. Okay, in that same way, here we are going to check how the testing of all plastic material is done. What is the test procedure that we are going to discuss here. Then different additives in the plastics. Okay, additives meaning if suppose you want to enhance some properties of the available plastic material, some other chemicals are added in that. It may be chemical or some small, you can say that operation is conducted on that plastic material, that or this will be termed as additives. So different kind of additives are there. Means to just change the properties of available plastic material as per our requirement. We are adding some extra materials in that. It will be considered as additives. Then we are going to discuss this. This is very important part. Okay, this is polymerization. What is the meaning of polymerization? And to understand this polymerization process, you require the knowledge related to this. What is the meaning of monomer? Then what is the meaning of polymer? Okay, this is very important concept, polymerization, and its different types. Okay, addition polymerization, condensation polymerization, like that number of types are there that we are going to discuss. Okay, this is very important part. You can highlight this. Then applications of the plastic materials. Applications of the plastic materials in various areas. Okay, like agricultural, then packaging field, building, transport, electrical, electronics, medical, and furniture. And now here we are going to discuss the specific applications in that specific fields. Okay, this is simple part. Here little bit difficult part is this polymerization. Okay, remaining are very simple concepts, or it is very easy to understand it, because some part you have already studied. Means this testing part already you have discussed the testing method for your ferrous material and their alloys. So procedure will be same. Just slide small changes will be there. So it is very easy to understand this. So this is the first chapter. Here we are discussing the plastics in brief, means related to their properties and applications. Then in the second, now which type of questions will be there? One question will be from this application. Okay, compulsory one question will be there from this application. If MCQ tests are there, they will mention the product name and they will ask you the application like this. One question will be from, one or two questions will be from this polymerization concept. Confirm one question will be there from this polymerization. Okay. And one question will be based on the classification and testing. In classification, in your syllabus, two types. One basic classification is there, and the plastic materials will be classified as thermoplastic material and thermosetting materials. Okay. One confirmed question will be on these two only, thermoplastic and thermosetting. Either they will ask you comparison, or in MCQ type, they may ask you to match the pairs. Okay, different materials will be given on one side, and their family or group will be given on other side. Just we have to match the pair, or materials will be given on one side, and on the other side their applications will be there, or properties will be there, and you have to select the suitable material like this. Then in the second unit, this is the second chapter. In this processing and welding of plastics. Okay, in previous syllabus, here we are having two separate units. In old syllabus, we are having one chapter on this processing and one chapter on this welding. Now they have combined it. Syllabus is same, just they have clubbed this chapter. Okay. Now in this processing and welding of plastics, different processing methods we are going to discuss here. And while discussing these processing methods, as already I have told you the two names. The basic classification of plastic material is thermoplastic and thermosetting. Okay, and depending on this only, means for which material you are going to use. For suppose for thermoplastic materials, which molding processes are suitable, and for thermosetting plastic materials, which molding process is suitable. Depending on that, these molding processes are added. Okay, this injection molding, extrusion molding, sheet forming, calendering, blow molding, these are for thermoplastic materials. Generally we are using it for thermoplastics. And for doing the thermosetting material, okay, here they have mentioned the name also, processing of thermosetting plastics. We are going to use these three methods: compression molding, transfer molding, rotational molding. Okay, here you can see the rotational molding, that water tank. You have seen that water tank, plastic water tank. In each home you can see at the top of the terrace area, we are fixing that water storage tanks are there. Okay, these are manufactured with the help of this rotational molding process. Means whichever material we are using, it is thermosetting plastic material. What is the meaning of thermoplastic and what is the meaning of thermosetting plastic material? That I will discuss in the first chapter itself. Okay, just try to understand that depending on the material, different processes are there, and questions will be like this. Either the name of the process will be provided, you have to explain its working principle with applications, or directly I will give the question. Suppose this storage tanks, how you are going to manufacture, or which method is most suitable for manufacturing the storage tank. Means I will give you the product name, and from that you have to understand which method I am going to use for that particular product, and you have to explain it like this. Then in the same way, for different materials, different joining methods are required. Okay. In this hot gas welding, hot tool welding, then high frequency induction welding, laser welding, infrared welding, ultrasonic welding, and friction welding. And I think the working principles of all these welding processes is already we have studied in the second year syllabus in manufacturing processes. Okay, all part I will repeat it for the plastic materials. Okay, to give the desired shape and size as per the applications, this second chapter will be used, processing and welding of the plastics. Then the third part, design of the simple plastic parts. Okay, here the design procedure will be there. Okay, in this third part, simple plastic parts will be designed. And what is the syllabus included in this? Which design aspects you have to take into consideration while designing the plastic parts. Okay, the tolerances in the molded plastic parts, then which kind of allowances we are going to provide while manufacturing the plastic parts, then how to select the minimum wall thickness. Okay, this is a very important concept. Okay, or this is the basic part from this design for the plastic part manufacturing or designing. The selection of wall thickness, minimum wall thickness, this is very important aspect. Okay, this is very critical or important as far as the design of plastic part is concerned. Minimum wall thickness, this is very important. Okay, all its characteristics or properties will get affected due to the minimum wall thickness. Okay, then the design aspects related to the how the corners should be provided, then undercuts, holes, ribs, inserts. Why we are providing all this? Why to provide minimum wall thickness? Why corners are provided? Why undercuts are provided? Why we are providing all these parts, and how it is going to means how we are going to provide it. Okay, why we are providing it and how to provide it means related to its dimension. That part we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay, and all this designing will be related to the plastic materials. Okay, why we are providing corners, then why undercuts or why ribs are provided. Ribs are provided to give the strength, and how it will affect the strength depending on the different rib designs. You can provide ribs in different manners. Okay, ribs we are providing to give the strength. Okay, means main use is to add the strength, and then which type of rib is provided. Number of types are there. Then how to select the suitable type depending on the basis of your end application. That part we are going to discuss in this design of plastic parts. Then the mold material, which mold material we are going to choose depending on your molding process. Okay, suppose injection molding you are using, then which mold material you have to choose. If blow molding is there, means depending on different molding processes, different mold material will be selected. Okay, then how that activity is conducted, that part will be discussed here, and the design procedure of one simple plastic component. Okay, here we are going to take the design procedure for a bush. Okay, if suppose plastic chair is there, okay, plastic chair, and there will be friction between. You can see this bench also at the end. One bush is attached, one cap is there to reduce the friction. You can check. Cushion सारखे cap लावलेले आहे बघा त्याला, दिसतंय का? Benches ला. Like that, for chair, one bush is provided at the bottom to reduce the noise. To reduce noise. Okay. Then how that bush is designed, depending on the different parameters we are considering, how much weight that chair will carry. If suppose one person having 70-80 kg weight is sitting on that, and that chair is having 4 legs, then we are going to consider here various design aspects. Means suppose one chair is there having 4 legs, and one person having 75 or 80 kg weight is going to sit on it, and I asked you to design the push for that particular chair. Then how to design this? Okay, that will be discussed in this design procedure. First, we will check the factor of safety, means related to how much strength is required, how much load will be there. Okay, as 4 legs are there, that load will get distributed on 4 legs equally. Then how much weight will be there on one leg? Because each leg there will be separate push. As 4 legs are there. Okay, this chair is also having 4 legs. 4 pushes I am going to add, but designing will be same. Okay, how much load will be there? Then depending on that loading condition, why it is necessary to study that loading condition? Depending on that loading condition, I will select the material. How much strength is required, I will decide, and how much strength, after knowing this much strength is required, I will select the material, suitable material, like this. So number of steps are there. I have explained only one initial parameter. Some 6-7 steps are there that we are going to discuss in this third chapter. Okay, so here this question will be there in the older syllabus. One numerical is compulsory asked in this based on this design procedure. Okay, they will give the details. A chair with 3 legs carrying weight 80 kg, like this. Okay, design the bush, some parameters they will provide, and you have to write the procedure. Like that, numericals they are asking in older syllabus. I think in this syllabus only procedure they will ask, or directly if they ask you numericals, just in the procedure you have to put the given values. No change will be there. And remaining questions will be from this tolerances and allowances. One question will be there, different types of tolerances or allowances. And from this design aspects, two parts they will ask, any 2 parts. Either they will go for minimum wall thickness or ribs or some corners or inserts, like this. Okay, so this is our first section. Now in this second section, we are having 3 chapters again, and in this, from the second section, this is the unit number 4, design of compression mold. Okay, now here this is the syllabus. In this we are going to discuss some concepts like mold heating, mold venting. Okay, these 2 parts we will discuss, and after that the various design related aspects that we are going to consider in the designing a mold for compression molding process. That part will get covered in this. Here we are going to discuss the design aspects related to the ejector pin, then basic design parameters in compression molds like bulk factor, what is the bulk factor and how it is calculated, and what is the projected area of the mold, and what is the clamping force, and what is the land and its land dimensions. Then ejector pin, what is the function, why we are providing this ejector pin, how we are going to provide it, its location. Okay, then dimensions, and all these parameters, this design parameters, we will try to understand it by considering one compression mold design for a simple component. Okay, we are having one practical based on this, one practical based on this. Okay, simple plastic part design, one practical will be there, design procedure for simple plastic component. Here we are going to discuss the design of a bush. Then this compression mold design, one practical will also there, and this part will also repeated in the theory. Okay, 2 times I will teach you. Okay, in theory and in practicals also. In practical and in theory we will discuss it by taking one reference of the component. one practically or actually manufactured component we will consider, and how that compression mold is designed. Okay. Then in this chapter, they have also added the transfer molding process. Okay, this is one of the type of molding process they have added it, and in this we are going to discuss this transfer molding process, its basic concept, then different types of transfer molding process. Okay, then the main parts in whichever mold we are using, main parts of that molds, and how we can provide the automation in the transfer molding process. Okay, how to provide the automation, that part we are going to discuss in this fourth chapter only. Okay, along with the design of compression mold, here we are going to discuss the transfer molding process and its types. Okay, and applications also we are going to discuss. Then in the fifth chapter, here we are going to discuss the injection mold design. Okay, as in the same way we have discussed, we are going to discuss compression mold design. In the same way, injection mold design will be considered or discussed, but parameters will be different. As mold is different, its parameters will be different. Here you can see, here we are going to discuss different types of the injection molds. In that, single cavity mold, multi cavity mold, or 2-plate mold, 3-plate molds are there. Okay. Then feed system, different types of the feed system, temperature control systems, then ejection systems are there. And as we have discussed we are going to discuss the compression mold design with one practical example. In the same way, injection mold design with one practical example, we are going to discuss it. Okay. Suppose one in injection molding, that plastic bottle cap is there, is manufactured with the help of injection molding. Then how the mold is designed for doing that manufacturing of that plastic bottle cap, that we will discuss. Okay, this part, depending on this injection mold design, two practicals are there. Okay, one practical will be based on this initial part, means types of or a basic parameters like single cavity, double cavity mold, or 2-plate, 3-plate molds. Okay, depending on that, one practical will be there, and second practical will be on design procedure. One practical component we will take and how to design the mold for that particular component, that we will discuss. This is the fifth chapter, and in the sixth chapter, for injection molding process only, for plastic injection molding process only, here we are going to discuss how to determine the suitable cooling system. Okay, number of cooling systems are there. Okay, that brief classification we will discuss, cooling system classification, and some numerical treatment is there. Okay, to calculate the mass of water, here you can see. Okay, determine the heat quantity dissipated with the cooling, in calculating the heat quantity, mass of water, water inlet temperature, water outlet temperature, time required for cooling. Okay, what we are going to discuss in this chapter, we are going to discuss different cooling methods for plastic injection molding. Only for injection molding we are going to discuss different cooling methods used, and in that different cooling methods, which is more effective, means you have to calculate the cooling time. Okay, cooling time, and which medium you are using, and how you are going to provide it. That cooling will be provided by using different channels. Structure will be there, different structure. Depending on that, we are going to discuss the different ways of cooling of plastic injection mold. That will be added in the sixth chapter. Numericals will be there based on this calculation of the heat quantity, then calculation of mass of water, outlet temperature, inlet temperature, then cooling time. Okay, theoretical part will be different cooling systems and their types, and numericals will be there. Okay, so this is the sixth chapter. So this is the whole syllabus. Okay. As far as your theoretical part is concerned, 6 chapters are there. Okay. I will just take a review within 1 or 2 minutes. In introduction, we are going to discuss basics of the plastics, with its how it is classified, how they are tested, then what is the concept of polymerization and their applications in various fields. In second chapter, how the processing and welding of the plastic material is done depending on their types that we are going to discuss here. In the third chapter, we are going to discuss the design of plastic parts, which design aspects you have to consider. That will be explained in this chapter. And then in the fourth chapter, how the compression mold is designed for a specific given plastic part or component, that we will study here. And along with that, transfer molding process we are going to discuss here. In fifth chapter, for a given simple plastic component, how to do the design of a injection mold, that we will study here. And in the sixth chapter, which type of cooling system are there? Which type of cooling systems are there for plastic injection molding? That we will discuss here. Okay, so these are the 6 chapters, and 2 sections will be there, consisting of 3 chapters each. Then your practical work. Okay, this ICA, that is internal continuous assessment. Okay, approximately or exactly 7 practicals are there. Already I have discussed it while telling you this syllabus. Introduction to the basic parameters of injection molding. Okay, and design of injection mold for simple component. Okay, this we are going to discuss in the 5th chapter. In theory, it is in the 5th chapter. Okay, these are first 2 practicals. Introduction to basic parameters of injection molding, and how to do the design of injection mold for simple component. And then third practical will be based on design of a simple plastic component or a simple plastic part. This is based on chapter number 3, design of simple plastic parts. And then design of a compression mold. This is based on 4th chapter only. Okay, design of the compression mold. Then the basic design aspects of the blow molding. The concept of blow molding is there in the 2nd unit. Okay. Then which design aspects we are going to consider, that we will discuss here while doing the or before manufacturing that part with the help of blow molding. Okay. Then one case study we will take for mold manufacturing. Okay, one case study. This will be our 6th practical, and our 7th practical will be our industrial visit. Okay, one industry visit is there, the plastic industry. In that we will means practically we will visit it, the particular industry where they are manufacturing different plastic parts, which raw material they are using, how that raw material is processed, or how they are using different processing methods. Okay, here we are having that Tejas Agro Industries is there. Tejas Agro Industries. Have you seen that industry? I think 20 or 30 kilometers from our college. Already we have visited it. Once I have visited with I think 2019 batch. I have visited to that Tejas Agro. Okay, they are manufacturing irrigation pipes and that PVC pipes. PVC pipes are there, which we are using in our home for drainage, taking the wastewater out from our home. White color pipes are there. These are PVC pipes. How they are manufactured, you can see there in that Tejas Agro. Then that black colored pipes are there. HDPE pipes, LDPE pipes are there. What is that HDPE? What is that LDPE? That we will discuss in 1st chapter. Low density polyethylene, high density polyethylene. Irrigation pipes. If you have seen that small diameter irrigation pipes, drip irrigation system is there, the black colored pipes. That pipes are manufactured. That pipes are, I think, HDP pipes are there. Okay, that pipes are made. They are also manufactured. That Tejas Agro Industries, they are manufactured. That PVC pipes, HDP, LDP pipes, and a number of different plastic components they are manufacturing. Okay, we can see that which raw materials they are using, how the processing is done, how the cooling is done. They are using injection molding, how they are doing the cooling. Okay, that you can check in that industry visit. Okay, we'll do the one industry visit also, if possible, to that Tejas Agro, or we can go any other place also. If possible, we'll try it. Okay, so this is the theory syllabus and practical syllabus. Okay, now the next part is recommended books. Okay, as far as our syllabus is concerned, one book is there. All these books are available in our library. You can check this first book. You can consider it as it's not as a textbook. They have given it as a textbook, but you will not get all the syllabus. Okay, some part will be for getting some parts you have to refer other books, or directly I will provide you the notes. Okay, or you can directly go through the PPTs. Okay, so this is the basic textbook they have added. That is the Sanjay Nayak, Fundamentals of Plastic Mold Design, and Tata McGraw-Hill Education Private Limited. This is the name of publisher. Okay, this book is available in our library. Means they have kept. If you went to the library, you will not able to find it. Okay, because they have taken the Xerox copies, binding binded Xerox copies are there at one corner. Okay, in mechanical section is there. Go to the end corner. Previously they are at the end corner, or directly you can ask them, they will give you. Sanjay Nayak, this book is available in our library. Please refer that book. Then these are reference books. Okay. J.A. Bradson, Plastic Materials. Butterworth, Henneman, Oxford. This is the name of publication. Okay. Plastic Materials by J.A. Bradson. Then Schwartz and Goodman, and these are name of author. This is the author's name. This is book name. Plastic Materials and Processing. Then Irwin Rubin, Handbook of Plastic Materials and Technology. If you want very detailed knowledge, you can go for the handbook. Okay, they will provide you very brief knowledge. Okay, then Fred W. Billmeyer Jr. It's a textbook of polymer science. This is the name of publication. John Wiley and Sons, Singapore. Okay, so these are 4 reference books. You can go through them, or you can use this Sanjay Nayak book. Okay. They have given it as textbook, but I have checked it. That I think first part, first section means that theoretical part, whichever is there, that is not described in very well manner. You can directly refer the notes. Okay. Or directly, whichever processes or welding technologies are there, whichever PPTs I am providing, that are also sufficient. I have highlighted all points. I will just take the review of first presentation. Okay, this is presentation. Okay, properties. This is definition. This much description is sufficient. If you write first point and only examples, that much description is sufficient. Properties. Okay, if you search through the internet sources, I have taken from the internet sources, various internet sources. And classification part, properties, advantages, disadvantages, comparison. Already I have made the PPTs in such a way that you will find it means very easy. Means it is like in writing notes only. Okay. Comparison. This much answer is sufficient. I have taken almost 9-10 points. If you write 4-5 points in your theory question, this is sufficient. And the MCQ questions, they cannot ask out of this. Whichever MCQs will be prepared, you can answer it. If you read it carefully, any type of MCQ questions, you can answer by reading these PPTs. Okay. I will try to prepare the PPTs in such a way that it will be very easy to understand it and give the answers to the whichever possible questions are there. It may be MCQs or it may be theoretical question. Okay. And one more point, try to make one habit, means try to take notes, whichever points I am telling you. Take regular notes so that at the end you will end up with one book with you, handwritten book by yourself. One book will be there for you. Okay. So this is the first chapter. Okay, up to this point, books recommended. We have completed this. The first chapter and its actual syllabus, we will discuss it in the next lecture. Okay. So related to the attendance, put your attendance in the chat box. Okay, I request you all to put your roll number in the chat box for your attendance purpose. I will collect it. Do it within 2 minutes. After that, I will close this meeting. Please complete it fast. And if you are having any difficulty related to the today's session, you can directly ask me or you can directly put it in the chat box also. I will try to clarify it. Okay, in this first session, what we have discussed the syllabus. Okay, and so what is there in the plastic engineering, why we are studying this plastic engineering subject, and what is the objective, what are the we have discussed what are the prerequisites to understand this subject,